and she made a very robust statement. She said that we are in a situation where we are robustly independent, but constructively interdependent. I think that's really a befitting statement. And for us to make strides going into the future, I believe that that should be the engagement, so that the legislature, for example, we have in the executive identified, for example, a problem with Kenya Airways. Kenya Airways is a national carrier. Kenya Airways influences our tourism sector, carries our horticulture sector, which are the primary revenue earners for our foreign exchange. It would be responsible for us as a government to allow Kenya Airways to go down, because with it, if it goes down, it will go down with our tourism, it will go down with our horticulture sector, and it will go down with our revenues from Kenya Airports Authority, because 70% of the revenue of Kenya Airports Authority comes from Kenya Airways. So when we structure a mechanism to ensure that we have a win-win situation to salvage a very important strategic institution like Kenya Airways, our legislature come in between and make the whole situation toxic and tell us, you want to sell this institution, you want to do this. Nothing has happened. The cabinet has just approved for a transaction to be put together so that we can find a befitting mechanism that will make sure that Kenya Airways survives, continues to help us with our tourism, continues to help us with our horticulture, and ensure that this national asset is made viable. We want to request that the legislature gives us the space as the executive to structure this relationship, and we are a responsible government, that it will go through cabinet. Eventually, when a decision is made, we will take it to the National Assembly and the Senate for their approval so that we are all on board. But it is unfair, even before we start, all manner of allegations are flying around. We must be robustly independent, but constructively interdependent, in the words of the registrar. And lastly, because this is a good occasion to say some of these things, we welcome what the Chief Justice has said, that there is now synergy being built around all agencies that are engaged in the fight against corruption, so that there is no blame game, so that we build synergy, so that we can use the resources of this country properly, and we can eliminate wastage, and we can stop corruption. That is as it should be. We want to ask, and the Chief Justice has said, every Kenyan must play their part. Every sector must play their part. So that in the fight against corruption, we must prosecute that fight on the basis of facts. You've heard, for example, that the government has lost 21 billion in Kimwarel and Aurora Dam, which is a flat lie. The money in question is about 7 billion. And for every coin that has been paid, we have a bank guarantee. No money will be lost, because we are a responsible government. We have engaged every arm of government to make sure that public resources are safe, and therefore the correct information must be used as we target the fight against corruption, so that we can rail the true culprits. Sometimes when we say 9 billion has been lost, and then when it goes to court, it is 100 million. The public is asking, what happened to 8.1 billion? So we shoot ourselves in the foot. So as has been said, our commitment as the executive, as the legislature, and as the judiciary, and as has been said ably by the Chief Justice, there is now a mechanism and a synergy around what we must do so that we can deliver for the people of Kenya. We must proceed on that basis and on the basis of factual information so that we can do justice to our country and we can do justice to the use of public resources in the right manner. I thought I should say this so that the narrative that is being built, that everything government is doing is corrupt, we must be sincere, and we must be honest about what is going on, so that we don't criminalize, or we don't bastardize, or we don't create propaganda around every government initiative that is going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I have said more than I should, because I was here on the invitation of His Excellency the President, but I hope next time, Chief Justice, I will get my own invitation. Thank you very much.
We have called you because of the news and the kind of public interest generated by the status of the water projects, or rather dams construction, and we felt, as a responsible ministry and also having public interest at heart, we need to respond and share with the public the true position and the status of these projects as far as we are concerned. Bearing in mind, we have been given the responsibility to oversee and to implement, to procure, implement, and give Kenyans water. Now, from the onset, dams are in 4 or more ministries. Ministry of Water is implementing some of the projects, some of the dams. The Ministry of Agriculture and Irrigation is also implementing others. The Ministry of East Africa and Regional Development is implementing others. And also the Ministry of Energy is also implementing some of the projects. Now, the projects that have been a subject of discussion are not with us, are not in our ministry. Lest one project called Itare. Kimwarel and Aror are projects being implemented by another ministry, that is Ministry of East Africa and Regional Development. This program has never been in our ministry. These projects have never been in our ministry. These projects are not being supervised by us, and then we have not been procured. So I have not privy, and we have no knowledge or information as far as those projects are concerned. So the only projects that we are implementing, about 3-4 years ago, the government of Kenya and through our national water master plan realized that we can no longer continue to rely on rivers as our sources of water and underground water. And when we did all the assessment, we realized that we are water deficient. Our country is water deficient to the level that we need to explore other means of giving our people water. We actually found out that the per capita, the amount of water the amount of water required per person is about 1,000 meters cube. But in Kenya, our water sources per person is about 452 meters cube per capita per year. Now, when you look at our neighbors, Tanzania has about 2,270, Uganda has about 2,800, and Ethiopia has about 1,600 meters cube per year. And it's against this background that the Ministry of Water felt and the government of Kenya decided to go for water structures, water conservation structures. And after mapping out the country and looking at the suitability of sites, the Ministry of Water and the government of Kenya identified possible 57 dams, which are being implemented at various stages. Some of them have been completed, a few of them. Some of them are at planning stages. Some of them have just been awarded, and some of them are work in progress. And upon assuming office in February 2018, to be specific 19 of 2018, I committed myself to serve all Kenyans with diligence and play my role in accordance with the Constitution of Kenya and with fidelity to the Republic of Kenya, our President Uhuru Kenyatta, and the people of Kenya. Since then, I have dutifully discharged my duties under my watch. The Ministry of Water and Sanitation has unlocked and fast-tracked the implementation of several key projects which I inherited from the previous leaders or the previous ministers. Currently, the construction of 6 dams, namely Thwake in Kitui, Siyoi Muruni in West Pokot, Itare in Nakuru, Sagana River Regeneration in Nyeri, Kirandich Dam Phase 2 in Baringo, and Karimeno Dam in Kiambu. The summary of ongoing dam projects is as follows. Thwake Dam, which is at the confluence of the 2 rivers of Athi and Thwake, about 220 kilometers from Nairobi, is at 7.24%. We have finalized the procurement of the contractor. He has mobilized. The site is now taking shape. We have done the necessary advance payment against the bank guarantees, and the contractor is now at about 7.24%. This project is to run between 15 November 2017 to February 2022. There is also Siyoi Muruni Dam in West Pokot, which has been ongoing for the last 3 years, funded by the government of Kenya, and currently is about 55%. The cost of this project is about 5 billion, and the previous one is Thwake, is about 36.9 billion shillings. This project is expected to be finished on 15 March 2020. Itare Dam in Nakuru is ongoing, and it's been undertaken by CMC de Ravenna, and currently is at 43%. The contract sum is about 28.9 billion. It was groundbreaking was done on 6th of April 2017, and this project is expected to end in 30th April 2021. Sagana River Regeneration is as a result of a problem we faced last year, where farmers and there are some activities upstream where rivers were diverted for irrigation or for domestic use. To address that problem, the ministry decided to build 2 dams in River Sagana. First, to ensure the river flow, and 2, to also store water during the rain period, so that we can use it when during the dry period. And this project is both dams are about 600 million each, and we expect that project to end in June 2021. Then we have Kirandich Phase 2 of Baringo, which is about 15% and is now ongoing. It is expected to be completed by 2021. And finally, Karimeno, which had faced a lot of challenges in land acquisition, and we managed to solve that problem about 3 weeks ago. And currently now we are in finalizing the process of acquisition of land before the contractor can now move in, and we expect to break ground very soon. We are also expecting to roll out Thwake Dam, which has been evaluated. The contract bids were submitted, they were evaluated, and the World Bank, who are financing this project, are now looking at the documents for issuance of no condition. I mean, to issue letters of no objection. We also expect Booster Dam, which has also been awarded in Bomet County, and this will address almost 60% of water needs of Bomet County. It has been awarded, and we are now in the process of acquiring land, which basically will be inside Mau Forest. And once that is done and all the documents are ready, we will be able to sign the commercial agreement and roll out that program. Other projects are spread across the country, including Bute in Wajir County. We have other dams also in western Kenya, which we are implementing. We are also implementing the Northern Collector Tunnel, which is now at 71%. Now, the role of the Ministry of Water and Sanitation, here at the headquarters, Minister and the rest of the team, Water Secretary, PS and CS, is to do coordination, resource mobilization, and policy direction. The implementing agencies are our Water Service Board, which include National Water Harvesting and Storage Authority, Rift Valley Water Service Board, Lake Victoria North Water Service Board, Coast Water Service Board. All those are our agencies that implement this project. In the implementation process, the ministry has experienced a lot of challenges, ranging from contractual issues, capacity of these contractors, and resettlement action plan, among others. We have learned a few lessons, and we are borrowing on on those challenges and riding on those challenges in the next when we are implementing the next projects. In light of the recent reports in the media alleging the mismanagement of funds leading to loss of approximately 90 billion in 3 dams, namely Aror, Kimwarel and Itare, may I now brief you on the factual position of the Ministry of Water and Sanitation. As I said before, Aror and Kimwarel are not within our ministry. They are being implemented by another agency. I think today they have run an advert in the Standard, page 9, which has confirmed that this program is being run by Ministry of East Africa Community and Regional Development. And therefore, on Itare, this project started in 1986, 33 years ago, and included, this was part of our National Master Plan of 1982. And as a long-term source of water for Nakuru, Kuresoi, Molo, and Elbagon. In 1998, 20 years ago, the government completed the feasibility studies in which it confirmed technical and financial and economic viability of this project. However, this project was not implemented immediately as funding had not been secured. In 2011, the government has sourced for money and got through EPCF program or financing model, engineering, procurement, construction and financing. This is a model that is used to finance large projects like of this size, and this program comes with conditions, and this program enables the government to implement projects on an arrangement done purely by the contractor. In this case, pre-feasibility studies which had been done 30 years, 20 years ago is now being used, and based on that, the government floats a tender for services of a person who has capacity to provide both construction works and finance and engineering and design. When that happens, the procuring entity will evaluate and come up with a successful bidder based on those 4 parameters: engineering, capacity to construct, ability to raise funds, and ability to do designs. When this was done, CMC Dirivena was awarded the works of the contract for Itare water project for a total sum of 28,973,739,492. Commencement date was 6th April 2017, 2 years ago, for a period of 48 months. 23 months have elapsed, 25 months have to go. On 4th December 2018, CMC Dirivena, the contractor for Itare water supply, was admitted by the Court of Ravenna to pre-bankruptcy procedure. Under Italian Insolvency Law Act 161, subsection 6 of 1942. I also wish to inform you that the payment certified to the contractor until December 2018 amount to Kenya shillings 11,399,323,188.43. However, actual payments done is Kenya shillings 11,064,145,694 and 78 cents. That means there is one certificate which we stopped when we got the information that this contractor was undergoing financial challenges, which we are still holding, certificate number 8. These payments includes advance payments of 15% in the amount of 4.346,060,923 The securities provided by the contractor under the terms of the works are advance payment guarantee of 4.3 billion or equivalent to 15%, and a performance bond amounting to 2.8 billion, which is 10% of the contract sum. Total amount of the physical works as of December 2018 is 6,374,222,688. So all amounts includes sums up to 13,617,657,561.04, which exceeds the payments effected to date of 11,064,145 by 2.5 billion. So the government of Kenya, if we were to terminate now, if we were to assess and feel that we don't want to continue with this contractor, the Kenya government will still need to pay him 2.5 billion. So Kenya government, the Ministry of Water, the implementing agency, Rift Valley Water Service Board, is safe up to 2.5 billion. So what are the options available to us at this stage? We have three options. Option number 1 is to continue the works as it is with the same contractor. Option number 2 is to terminate this contract. Option number 3 is to ask the contractor to come up with to give us a program or a method of how he plans to undertake these works, considering this contractor has already petitioned the court for a bankruptcy proceedings. The third option in our assessment looks good, because if we terminate, the contractor can still come back here and say, I had 25 months to go. I have already done 43%, and I have 50% of my time remaining. I can still outsource. 2 weeks ago, the procuring entity, Rift Valley Water Service Board, received letters from CMC Dirivena that they have assigned activities to various subcontractors. We have asked the Rift Valley Water Service Board to assess those letters and the subcontractors who have been submitted by this contractor to evaluate if they are able to finish. Our wish is they can assign these activities, they can break and assign the activities in 4 lots. Lot number 1, there is a dam component, there is a treatment component, there is a pipeline component, and also there is the pipeline component. If the contractor can be able to give us names of subcontractors who are able, of course, all those are subject to they have to convince us, we have to evaluate, they have to evaluate and convince us, they have to recommend to us. We have to also share the same information with Treasury. We have also to share the same with the Attorney General. We have also to share the same information with the financiers, that is San Paolo Intesa, and also the insurer. The government, the insurer is SACE, or owned by the government of Italy, who have guaranteed the borrowed loans. So those are the options that we have going forward in this project. We had a similar situation in the ministry before I came. About 2015, one contractor was doing a big project here in Nairobi, and they went into receivership, Kundan Singh Construction. They were doing Kabete pipeline, Kabete treatment works. They were moving water from Gigiri to Kabete. That time I was not sitting in this position as CS Water. But the ministry requested the contractor to assign all the works, so that as the contractor, since the contractor was not able to proceed or finalize the works, the ministry or the Adi Water Service Board, who are the implementing agency at that time, could still get value for money. This option is good, because if we terminate this contract at this stage, we are likely to face a lot of suits. This contractor is likely to might go to court and challenge us, and even maybe ask us, I would have finished my job, and he may succeed in getting maybe judgment against us, and he will claim anticipated profit even without working. He will gain without paying, and we will lose. We may not also get another financial, because this credit is tight. This credit is given to us, but with a tight condition that these works can only be implemented by an Italian company. So that is the handicap that we have. We are not free to advertise the way we do, because of the conditions tied to the loan, tied to the credit that we were given. The other project that I would maybe want to give you the last example is Thwake Dam. It's located in Athi River, about 220 kilometers out of Nairobi, and it's going to generate 20 megawatts of power. It's going to irrigate 40,000 acres of land in Makueni, and also it will serve the city of the Konza city, our techno city of Konza. It will create about 7,690 jobs, and it is estimated a total of 1.3 million people in Kitui, Makueni and Machakos will benefit. It will also it will give us about 150 million liters of water to serve those three counties that I've said. Implementation of phase 1 consisting of the dam started in 2012, but faced challenges ranging from delay in procurement, approvals and consensus building among stakeholders, including valuation of land and property of those to be compensated to forget a project site. A resettlement action plan was prepared and completed by the ministry through Tanati Water Service Board in 2013. The dam project will impact on a total of 9,158 acres of land, affecting 1,792 persons, or project affected persons. The value of compensation and property is 3.6 billion, and this was determined by National Land Commission, of which 2.8 billion has been used to compensate 1,600 pubs. The remaining 186 pubs yet to be compensated, a total of 676 million are still outstanding. Treasury has promised to support us soon, so that we can complete the acquisition of land to give the contractor full access to the project site. The contract for the construction was awarded on 15 November 2017, and works commenced on 27 March 2018 at a contract term of 36.9 billion funded by African Development Bank and the GOK. The progress of work is estimated to be 7.24. An advance payment of 7.3 billion, which constitute 20% of the contract sum, was paid to the contractor. The contract period is 56 months, and so far 11 months have elapsed, leaving 45 months to go. The advance payment was paid against the bank guarantee of a similar amount and performance security of 3.6 billion, which is 10% of the contract value, was issued. So both advance payment and performance bond were issued from local financial institutions. All projects' advance payment were made in order to enable the contractor to mobilize to site. And as we implement these projects, we also get donor funds or loans from World Bank, ADP, sometimes KfW, and sometimes also AFD of France. They come with conditions. Some of the conditions are precedents. They are prior to signing of contract. Government of Kenya is expected to demonstrate commitment and interest by giving advance payment. This will assure the donor that this is a priority project. So when we issue this advance payment, it's actually to demonstrate our commitment and government's commitment to the project. Once we issue the advance, we expect the contractor to have given us a performance bond and advance payment guarantee, which is normally reconfirmed by Central Bank of Kenya, or they are the regulators, that this bond, this security is valid. So we don't just issue money, we ensure it is secured, and that is a requirement, and all our agencies are clear about that. There is also provision in our Public Procurement Act, our laws, our Kenyan laws, allowing 20% up to a maximum of 20% advance payment. So it is a precedent condition when we are implementing this project. Once the payment of advance is issued, then the contractor mobilizes, comes to site, and this money is meant to help the contractor to settle down, to procure machinery, to buy vehicles, to bring power, to bring all services required, and make sure that the contractor is set and ready to implement the works. I want therefore to assure Kenyans that under my watch, there has been no abuse or misuse of public funds, and I will continue to endeavor to protect and secure all the resources, all the funds that are put in this ministry. Contrary to some media reports, I have also not been summoned or under any investigations for any reason, particularly having clarified the 2 dams under other agencies which are being implemented and are subject of investigation. I want to reaffirm, however, reiterate my commitment and support to the President, fight against corruption, and through my strict policy of zero tolerance to corruption, I wish to assure Kenyans that anyone found in my ministry engaging in any corrupt practice shall face first, before the force of the law, administrative action